Hello, guys. It's your boy, Obi. You read that title, you saw the thumbnail, and you decided to click on this video because you want the productivity hack that you need to be successful in 2026. Listen, you don't need super complicated, massive analytical things that you've got to be bogged down with. No, you just need a simple system. Why? Because you want to free up this mental capacity, mental bandwidth to focus on your actions, on your goals, on your targets, right? And I'm going to show you what I do to remain productive year round. I absolutely love this one. It's called a Mel, and I made this up. I don't think this is attributed to anyone else in the world but me as an official productivity hack, right? It's very simple. My execution list. What is this? You you will upgrade your 2026 to-do list to your execution list. The difference to me feels more like a transfer of the locus of control from something external to me, internal, my execution list, not something boring that I've got to do, right? You can still have your to-do list, right? And get depressed by it when you don't accomplish it. But your Mel is the things that's aligned with you, right? And they're actionable, so that when you accomplish those 3 to 5 tasks, right? Goals that are super actionable and are in line with your values, you come out feeling strong by the end of the year. You're not bogged down with a million things you've got to do. Obviously, everyone's busy. You've got all of those things, but your execution list is the thing that you get to brag about and say that I did this. This is your bragging rights, your brag list. At the end of the year, you said, this is what I executed on. I had a million things to do, but I executed on these 3 to 5 things, right? So I want you to write this down, right? And if you've got a note or in your Android or Apple device, right? Samsung or Apple device, just put some emojis around it, right? Some fire emoji or something, because this is yours. It's exciting. You're saying to yourself, I'm going to execute on this, whether it's on a monthly basis, right? Or a quarterly basis. It doesn't matter. It's your execution list, right? And it doesn't have to be 3 to 5. 3 to 5 is a sweet spot because it's actionable. It's something you can get done right away. And it's something that you can say, you know what, at least at the end of the year, I did this. And you don't have to worry about a New Year's resolution. Forget New Year's resolution. You have 3 to 5 tasks that you can repeat. You can put on repeat on a monthly cadence or a quarterly cadence that says you are doing or moving in the direction of which you want to, not something you have to do, right? So it's a confidence boost. So number 2, this one is very simple. I'm not going to say too much about this because it's very self-explanatory. Focus on the 20% that gets the most out of your year, right? There's going to be many things that don't really move the needle for you. Like I know you've got a lot of things to do, but you cannot afford to miss out on those 20% that either give you the confidence boost, gives you the progression you need in your career, progression in your family, in your relationship, right? All of these things can be, there's always that 20% that gets you the most bang for your buck, right? And no matter where you are, you've seen this. This I didn't create. This is something obvious, right? The 80% of the things that you do only account for like the 20% of the results, while the most of the things can be summed up in 20%. Find those 20%, right? And if you layer on the things that matter to you. Number 3, the focus on the 1%, or rather perform the 1%. I want you to start planning for those days where you don't feel so great, those days where your willpower is at an all-time low, right? All of these things are when you're feeling your best, when you're strong, you're great, you're excited, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be this great all the year, until you hit mid-January or mid-February and your energy goes down, right? I want you to prepare for those moments by performing the 1%. Okay, let's say you were going to read 20 pages, right? I want you to find the base case. You were supposed to read 20, 25 pages out of that textbook that you know you should be opening, right? Or that novel you're supposed to read about 50 to 100 pages, right? Today, right? And you just don't feel like it. Or you're supposed to read some dry academic textbook, right? You right now to focus on, start preparing, planning to perform the 1%. If it's 100 pages, what's 1% of 100? Focus on one page. Okay, you're supposed to write 1,000 words instead of being bogged down and scared because of your low energy and low willpower. Focus on the base case. What's the least you can absolutely do with no energy possible, no energy commitment possible? If it's 1,000 words you need to write today, right? What's 1% of 1,000? I think it's 10, right? You say, I can do 10. I can do 10. As I say, I was thinking 1,000 pages. I can do 10 words, right? And you start there and you said, okay, I did 1%. Can I do another 1%? You find that base case that needs very little energy commitment on your part and you do it. Okay? That I'm not going to stay too long on that. This is obvious. This is preparing you for your worst days, and this is how you're going to win in 2026. Number 4, I want you to be strategic. Be strategic about your execution of your task and your goals in 2026 and beyond, right? This is for all time, right? Going forward, you want to keep these things as simple in your head as possible, right? You've got an execution list and figure out how to prioritize it and then plan for the worst days by being strategic, which means on your high energy days, when your energy is high, right? You should bulk create or bulk accomplish your goals, right? Do these things in bulk, right? Don't assume you will always have the energy you do. You complete 100% of your tasks when you're on a high energy. If you still got energy left over, do 2 more percent, do 5 more percent, do 10 more percent, so that you can offset the days where you're sick, where you're burnt out. See, productivity, people say discipline is just you doing it no matter what. There are days where you really physically can't, where you're burnt out. And you've got to be strategic so that throughout the year, everything you're doing in your highs, right, kind of balance your lows so that you're still making progress on your execution list. So with me so far, I hope this is making sense to you, right? And I think number 5 can be summarized. Let's write number 5 right here. I'm going to have to write this in a very simple way, right? Which is the day you finish should be better than the day you started. Right? Your finish or your end should be greater than your start. What this means is in January you were at this level. By the time you're ending in, let's say you're ending your duration in May or June or July, whatever the 6-month is, believe it's June, right? You should be at this level. You should end on a high note. And by the time you're in December, you should pick a day and go out with a bang, so that you're seeing this kind of movement, right? You're hitting higher strides as you move towards towards the year. Right? Do something on day 1 to kick off the energy for the year. Like January, for example, you're beginning, and then cap it all off, right? So that when you look back, you said, "Oh, this is what I did on day 1. Oh my goodness, I need to top it off in the middle." Right? So this is more for overarching tasks, but it can also be shortened. Right? This is just a time frame for the year. I hope that's helpful. Right? Think in terms of how can I do better? How can I increase my intensity mid-year, right? And then by December, by the end of your chosen duration, maybe it's just the end of the quarter, your energy, right? You've got to finish off strong strongest, right? You started strong, you continued stronger, you must finish strongest, right? And then finally, none of this is supposed to be complicated because I want you to be productive in 2026. And I'm doing this already. And as you can imagine, I'm already reaching my goals. All of the things that I want to execute on, I've already begun strong, and I will continue by mid-year to be stronger doing them. And by the end of the year, I hope to finish off strongest. Okay, number 6 is a very simple one. You shouldn't even have to think too hard about it because all these systems are supposed to help you to accomplish your goals in 2026. Okay, so the last one is to think positive. Be a positive person, right? Stop beating yourself up. In the past, you had the to-do list, and that to-do list really sucked. It made you feel like crap when you didn't accomplish it. You had the New Year's resolution that put the locus of control outside of you, and you didn't accomplish it because it was out of alignment with you, right? And so you need to start speaking kindly to yourself. Your failures in the past should not influence your progression in this year, right? You are going to be a different person. You're not dumb or lazy for not being able to reach your goals last year. Look, all of that is communication to yourself that there has been some misalignment, right? So I want you to start thinking positively, start speaking to yourself. I'm going to execute on the things I want to execute on. And then whatever is left, I'm not going to feel guilty about, right? I'm going to do my best. Do your best. Think positive. And the bonus, you don't have to write this down. Just keep this in your subconscious, right? Gain new perspective. Gain new perspective. Keep learning, basically. Keep learning, right? Keep working on your task and don't give up. Every time you feel like you need to give up, switch your lens, switch your frame. There's got to be a different way. There's something you're not seeing or something that you're not seeing. There's something you need to look at differently about the task that you have at hand, right? Because you have a long journey ahead of you. 2026 is going to go by just like that. See how we were started 2025 and here we are in 2026. 2026 is going to go, but this time you're not going to miss on your targets. Write down your targets. Maybe it's like if the stock market is at this point, I don't want to miss it like I missed it in the past. I want to make sure that I have capital allocated for all the bull runs that are possible. And I'm not going to sweat it if the recession happens, right? Or if something catastrophic happens, right? Because I have a plan. Right. And I said, this is how much I wanted to invest and keep time in the market. Right. And even if it doesn't go exactly my way, I executed on it. Right. I have no control about that, but I do have control over, I can save this much and I'm willing to start putting this amount away for the future. Right. So I hope this is helpful to you. None of this is super complicated, right? And these are things that I'm doing that I expect to help you become better. Look, you can watch videos that tell you, hey, do all these fancy things, but I don't believe in overwhelming our mental capacity. This mental capacity is for our creativity. Okay, you can create systems that you're going to be spending a lot of mental resources on, and trust me, it's not going to help you, right? Somebody with something simple will get more of the things they want to get done, right? You may say, oh, but they're not getting anything massive done, right? But what's most important is what's aligned with them. That's what the execution list is about. It's not about comparing, right? If for me, just writing 100 words per day is my idea of success for 2026 every single day, then I have reached my goal. Even if you wrote 10,000 words in a quarter, right? So it's really about a very personal journey. And I hope this has been helpful for you. I'm trying to keep this as short as possible. Look, I want you to like, subscribe, comment. Tell me something simple that you do. I don't want anything complicated. Tell me something simple in the comment section that you do that keeps you productive, that kept you productive in 2025 and is going to ensure you accomplish all your goals in 2026. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.